2 years ago, I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. My doctor gave me one treatment plan. It was a good plan. But I could not stop asking, is there another path? So I booked a flight to Shanghai, China. Not for treatment. Not for a miracle. For a second opinion. Here is what I found. When you are diagnosed with cancer, your mind goes to one place: what is the treatment plan? My doctor laid out a clear protocol: chemotherapy, stem cell transplant, maintenance therapy. But I started reading. I found out that in oncology, there is not always one right answer. Different countries, different hospitals, different specialists can look at the same case and see different possibilities. That is not a knock on my doctor. That is just the reality of modern cancer care. The science is moving fast. And no single doctor can track every clinical trial, every emerging protocol, every new drug approval across the globe. So I started looking for a second opinion. Not because I did not trust my doctor. Because I wanted to know everything that was available. And that is what led me to Shanghai. I want to be very specific about what happened, because this is the part one was most curious about before I went. Step 1: Making contact. I reached out through the hospital international department. I sent my latest medical records, blood work, imaging reports, pathology slides. Everything was in English. They accepted it without issue. They assigned me a case coordinator who spoke fluent English. Not a translator. A coordinator. She read my case before I even arrived. Step 2: Case review. Before I flew, my records were already reviewed by a hematology-oncology team. I received a preliminary assessment by email, not a diagnosis, not a promise, just an overview of what they saw and what additional tests they would recommend. Step 3: In-person consultation. Day 1: Full blood panel, PET-CT scan, bone marrow biopsy. The coordinator was with me the entire time. Day 2: I met with a panel of 3 specialists. We talked for 90 minutes. They explained what they saw and what treatment pathways they would consider and why. What surprised me? The efficiency. In my home country, a PET-CT took weeks to schedule. Here, it was organized within hours. The depth. The specialists had already reviewed my case before I walked in. They were not reading my file for the first time in front of me. The communication. Everything was explained clearly in English. Medical terminology, yes, but always with context. They told me, we are not saying this is the only path. We are showing you what we see from our perspective, based on the evidence in front of us. You should take this information back to your primary team and make a decision together. That, to me, is what a second opinion should be. After 2 days, I walked away with a document, about 15 pages. It covered confirmation of my current treatment approach. 2 alternative protocols that my primary team had not discussed with me. A list of clinical trials that I might be eligible for. Recommendations for additional monitoring markers. Not all of it was actionable immediately. Some was. Some I discussed with my doctor back home and we incorporated into my plan. Some we decided not to pursue. That is the point. A second opinion is not about replacing your doctor. It is about expanding the conversation. I did not go to China to be saved. I went to be informed. And I was. If you are searching for a second opinion, or even just thinking about it, the most important step is understanding what the process actually looks like. Not the brochures. Not the marketing. The real steps. I have documented my entire process, from the first email to walking out of the hospital. If you are curious about any part of it, logistics, cost, what to bring, who you meet, drop a comment or send me a message. I will tell you exactly what I went through. Thanks for watching. And whatever you decide, knowing your options is never the wrong move.